God's grace and mercy, we have met once again for our annual national conference. I therefore welcome you all to conference and pray that each participant will contribute his or her quota to the success of the meeting. The Blue Cross Ghana has accepted this challenge to locate persons challenged with alcohol and drug addiction. I am happy to report that the administration so far has yielded positive results. Lives are being transformed, and the name of Jesus Christ is sounding sweet in hearts and bringing bright smiles on the faces of people who once lived in despair, frustration, and depression. Presbyteries, districts, and congregations are opening their doors to the ministry of the Blue Cross. It is hoped that presbyteries yet to be inaugurated in the world of the Blue Cross will soon be ready to be added to the list. The same can be said of districts and congregations yet to be recognized as Blue Cross friendly. The annihilating stories of alcohol and drug abuse may soon get out of hand. New slums, kiosk estates, ghettos are emerging in rapidity, especially in Accra. Among other things, alcohol and hard drugs addiction is one outstanding feature identified with slums. Living in and around slums and ghettos is becoming risky because people hooked to drugs are not easy to tame when they are moved to cause violence. The Christian Church has a responsibility to stand in the gap for such unfortunate souls who need spiritual, social, and other therapeutic redemption. Remember, Jesus Christ died for all of us as well as them. When we win them for Jesus Christ, they become our friends, brothers and sisters. However, when we lose them to Satan, they remain our enemies. They become armed robbers, and they kill us. They become killers. Blue Cross Ghana offers training for all who feel called to this particular ministry. The Presbyterian Church of Ghana is aiming at growth in leaps and bounds and to increase our numerical strength to at least 2 million by the close of 2028. Not only in numbers, but more especially in transforming lives, making them holistically productive, and preparing them for heaven. Blue Cross Ghana is a necessary factor in this vision and mission.
Then Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life. So Jesus said, even when you are dead, once I'm around, you will arise. If you don't have life, you will have it. If you smoke, you will stop. If you drink shisha, you will stop. If you sniff cocaine, you will stop. Because you see, our children who are involved in these things are actually looking for life. Because they are living a meaningless life. And so the interpretation they get is that once you smoke, once you drink, once you do, it puts you on high. And then once you are high, your problems are solved. Unfortunately, the whole world is struggling with where to get work for youth to do. And the work is not there because we have finished manufacturing all the things that need to be manufactured. So, he said, oh, if you have been here. But Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life. If you only believe. So now, me and you, our job is to help the young men and women, especially those who find themselves in this situation, to believe in Jesus Christ, that he is able, and that in reality, he can transform them and change them and give them better life than the drugs they are putting their hopes on. Because I'm saying they are not on the drugs for nothing. They are there because they think their meaningless life will find meaning when you high, when you smoke, when you do these things. And they follow those ones, and they end up rather becoming trouble for themselves. As they continue their discussion, Martha, the sister, was noticed that the teacher who teaches has come. So Jesus is not only the one who is going to restore and deliver, but he's a teacher. So after restoring you and delivering you, will teach you better ways of living in this challenged world that we find ourselves. So Martha came, crying and weeping. And the people who accompanied her were also crying. Jesus was moved. And so the whole big so by and tema, see a befreo. Who shall come by ya? Nanka o ha, kawaye day. Now you are crying. What are you crying for? So at that point, Jesus was moved and said a prayer. I hope at the appropriate time we will spend time to say prayers for our brothers and sisters who are in this situation and plead the Lord to intervene for their lives. So Jesus prayed and petitioned the throne room of the living God to actually intervene in the life of Lazarus, his friend. And then he said, 1. So Jesus began the process of restoration by asking them to roll away the preventer. You know, that even if he himself was up, because of the closing, he can't do it. He can't come up. So Jesus said, let me restore him and get him out of this situation. And so take away the stone. And the sister said, my good friend, 4 days ago, we put him there. So by now, dear, he's gone bad. But you see, when you get to a junction where OBF said, do you year and a Christo Shen when we yam. Until you may near Drophonum and Crofway, we think they have gotten to the junction where nothing good can come out of them. That is where they need to meet Jesus on that cross, so that the restorer and the deliverer will take care of them.
Papa, Director of Education, Greater Accra Region, Mr. Abamfo Stephen, Yamawakwaba Edeba, the Blue Cross Ghana National Conference 2024.
Yo, Madam Sibi,
Papa, yadase se ende. Yenim se udwumedie do bebre nanso wanya bre abeka yen ho ewo ye conference yase yadase bebre na ebra wabai ye wo nsemisa bebre nanso ebre nti ye wo asembisa ba ko bi a ye pese wo bua yen na ye hwe kwan a wo office ewo education office no mobetimi aboa Blue Cross Ghana ye dwumedie a ye di wo manyi mu na ema emu atimi atere na ye da ye so a ye wo no yetumi anya ama yaje wonum a obonsam edi won ato saa edrubone ene nsanom yimu enti papa se bibia nsi ukwan de mesen no mabisa asembisa minim se wo ba ye Ghana schools ahro mu a ye wo clubs ahro ana se organizations ahro wa e wo school mu ho clubs ahro ye pese ye nsre ne ye misa se anye bia what office as a director for education, Greater Accra region. So Bibi wo hwa obetumi ayabua Blue Cross Ghana. Maye to me at this Blue Cross organization yi bi aba schools ahrowa a war Greater Accra empo any regions aka.
Yo, many about Medawasi Bebre say, I'm a Quinja Tessa. I'm saying, many Bebre to the program me baby. If you say, Mofra school for no, one night yen dachi. Into the Etibiana, Adibi Eura Wumu, Nasa Bemma, Wayam Penny, I want yen penny papa. Now say, a Shessiara, ye bombarding there, ye yifiho. Now, Blue Cross, Mujumedi. Modius when this say Mobama and Drew Bonnet and San Nomna dear Ghana for you, Moye Tuefi Hono, a yadia, a young papa. Na send me ye director of education, Greater Accra Day. Minimum Penufo Becassa, our Giatum Cra, de Presbyterian for Blue Cross, the Jumedium within the day, yadia say, ye na ye Ejimawa 2 was school number, not clubs beer, ya form. Na ya started because if you be a school ni boom into the clubs no ye this my friend no school no more be any educate one and the children themselves will scale it up amongst the parents into ye do my friend no na yin na company for no the ones no yen dachi into me show body Blue Cross as a matter of fact you both to me bu ekwan mama na yin na ya bo na atete Ghana from my friend no
We dear papa, ya that's a pass waji and ye. Na enchebia, ye beto our office, na near twasubia, ye ne wo ababedi hun komo, na ansana, ube kono, me can say question back on answer, which remui, ama me asembisa bakubio, me pese, me bisa, na we me bisa dia boa, a wufua, ye, na almost nya to subi se, ye ma e wo suku ni mono, sebi munya wonga, na nye pesi mbisa se, mo fra sabri. Oma koto sa tibie nim dada e wo ye schools ahro mu no patcho education office edien na mo ye sesi emprempren ya ye de so how na no ansa na dachi bi ye nso ye tu anamon a ye hu ba bia ye beto aso afi e wo school nim
yo sisi ano say e ba school mu a your guidance and counseling coordinators what this is offices ni na into one nam school mu on nam school mu ye tu mofra for your shape ensusu wo a we tu mofra for e ba secondary school a enso your guidance and counseling coordinator there ye ni gibe brain pon there sisi abang dem rebi abad e wo there obi o ye guidance and counseling coordinator be mo ncha de kra adwuma o ye nde wo se o hwe there mofra no ye di bibia akoso na otu mofra no fo amama wanye empenim bone da chi bonyin a nti abang atu ho na mo e se ye bo abang na ba so ye na ye ya chechire fu so ye na ye kurem din ze bo hwe there mofra no won da chi de ye be ma asiye.
I'm the head of Substances of Abuse Department of the FDA.
Thank you, madam. Madam, we have one question for the purpose of education for the public, and it has to do with the fact that we understand that the laws of Ghana frowns on alcohol sellers to sell alcohol to children below 18. But then with regards to the realities on the grounds, we know that even in our homes and families, sometimes we see young children getting this influence of alcohol, and we want to find out what your office is doing or the measures you are putting in place to address this challenge.
Thank you very much for your question. As you indicated earlier, alcohol by the laws of the land is not allowed to be sold to children below 18 years. So anybody who is providing alcohol to any child 18 years and below is committing an offense as per the laws of the land. And it is expected that anyone that sees this should report to the appropriate authority. So you have the police there that you can report to, you can get in touch with the Food and Drugs Authority, and we will act on it the moment we receive the report.
Thank you. We are grateful for this information. Meanwhile, a follow-up question to that. We know that as Ghanaians, it is normally says, in other words, we are so interested in issues happening in our world, but sometimes we don't have the courage and the boldness to confront the matter. We want to find out from your humble office, in the absence of any such formal report to your desk, what else can your department still do to pursue this issue and to bring, let me say, to bring the needful to be done?
Okay, so currently what we are doing is mainly focusing on public education. We believe that the more people are educated, the more they will understand what is expected of them and what the laws have. Alcohol itself has its limitations in terms of its impact on the health of individuals. That is why we do not encourage it at all for use in children. And so when you inform us and we take action, we are normally don't give information out on who gives us reports. So it is done in a very discreet manner. So people should feel free to report. We will not divulge any information about your reports to anybody. And we are constantly improving on our public education activities. That is why today we are here with Blue Cross Ghana to support them. We've been collaborating with them for a few years now, participating in a lot of Blue Cross Week activities, doing public education in churches during the Blue Cross Week. This is all a measure to get people to have the knowledge. When people have the knowledge, they have the power. They are able to make a right decision at the right time in their life.
So the theme for the conference is apt. Jesus Christ, the Alpha and the Omega, the restorer and redeemer of our lives. So to achieve Agenda 2 million, we don't want to leave anybody behind. So Blue Cross Ghana is going to be another agency, another means by which we will reach out to people who are in this category, substance abuse, in whatever category they are, what the Blue Cross is doing. So for Mission Evangelism Department, we see this, the Blue Cross Ghana, as a very strong organization that we can use to reach out to everybody, particularly those in this bracket, as we are looking at. So it is one of the, we are happy that this conference, we are going to go out of this conference with some kind of decisions to facilitate the process of reaching out to many people to achieve the Agenda 2 million.
Blue Cross Ghana, a Department of Church Life and Nature. Into Shemwa, Modemo Juman, Dino Dudwana, and say Ebia Yekokru. Na ye so. Na ye nipa Ebia woman, Edim Christu Nidikain. After near Tossum, you Yokotomo cross no more to be able to send your Blue Cross Jinahoma, a wanga taught in Nubone, and some no more entun time. Or quite befasa Blue Cross is so Amas and Crofonso to me and ya or je. I don't know, Jesus Yesu Christu Ujina Homa and in the India or by. It's here as Church Life and Nature, the Son of the Kayano. Yami Adomna said Nipaneba, a sorry no more. Yet the Christo mu entity near the mount, near can say discipleship. Now, Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Yen Shisha, a pa is on the say. So Nipano Crabano Yabofra, your children's service. Obana se owo JY group no and I say age group 12 to 18 no and also group no wo a teacher for yesisi wo ho a ebetete omo oba na so ebebu no already free 18 eco 30 a o she YPG sa category no mo wedi free bi a 30 ekosi 40 a ye wo group e ho a no so no ehwe wo nwumadi so e na ade but asema we bisa pa ne say esa se wo me special group won a ebi won to enubone nom emu tintan ne sa no mu tintan ti no na ehia se enye general discipleship ne sa Christo mu tete de be ma won but de be hia professionals ebi won akwadere adesua ni nimdie mu e ma akwan e fa so a won na ebi a woda sa wo sa ahomre mu no onyame na won adom so betimi atwe won afiri mu. And young one was say Department of Church Life and Nature, one of the committees, a counseling committee. Now, what's your strategic plan now? Goals 5 and goal 6. Eka counseling who asem. It's the PCG, President Church of Ghana, and yet pre-marital counseling, counseling for delinquent children, counseling for career guidance. Bibi bia ehia mwa. Eya futuo ni nkranhye a ebo nipa ma wote won hu free nema etese mu no Church Life and Nature yen hyehyeye no ejina ho ma ne be hia pa ne se asafo bia benya sa nipa no bi ewo mu a yen asiesi wom e ba se nipa sa ba ya asafo no mu a yetimi atese won ede won ama erade. In fact, the Committee on Counseling, one of your mandates ne say ye be pe baby a etesa ye friends be a rehab centers a and your rehab per se as a be a nipa be omadi dem surunku bi now so send now can baby ate ne ho afiri ebia na busuafoɔ mu, removing the person from the environment na crisis no ɛwɔ no yɛ ma onipa no atwe ne ho afiri hɔ ne yɛde no akɔtena baabi a obɛnya no asomdwie kakra na saa baabi no nso so yɛnya nnipa bi a berɛ a wɔwɔ hɔ no wɔbɛkɔ wɔn mmoa enti no yɛasusu ho sɛsɛ a mene ka sɛ yɛne Presbyterian Women's Center abɔkɔ bi adi saa nkɔmmɔ no a wɔn esiesie dan bi a wɔn yi asotwe sɛ eduru hɔ a wɔn bɛnya baabi ama yɛn nipa no bɛtumi abɛtena na wɔtumi aboa ne recovery wokɔ Akuapem Presbytery a wɔn kora de wɔn hyɛ dɛ esi center bi de ama senior citizens a ɛyɛ whole block a wɔn a wɔadu mpanyin fie so yɛn kan hunu sɛ wɔn de yɛ ne nyɛ nyubɔne but even loneliness na de adeɛ nyɛ atumi bɛyɛ crisis at the moment so under the committee on this counseling no we mu nyinaa wɔ hɔ a yɛyɛ so I've mentioned Abokobi, I've mentioned Akropong and no so sa but we be say near the to be a wotie yɛn all the presbyteries mu sɛ wɔn nyɛ brɛbi saa ɛmfa the committee on counseling and family life na aboa ma nipa bɛba yɛn nsɛm saa no yɛtumi apɛ baabi de ama wɔn in the main session na meka bibi sɛ ne ekofa sa ɔha na mane ebe ɛwɔ sɛ ɛhwe ne nyinaa so so ɛnsɛ sɛ ɛhwɛ brɛ onipa no nom nsa no nko a brɛ a ɔnom adubɔne no nko a na mmom no church life no it begins with the family into no abusua mu no okru no yire ne ma won asetena sesen ofie ho adwo nyame wo ho ai nti emma bofra ne empia bontene ana abrabo mu nsem timi koba na obi wo ho a wakoye obakofo a ohwe madodo ebia sen yeke single parenting na ne nsa enso emofra no so in terms of a bra obenya ma wo mu bra mo de da bra mo de sorry tamomoko school time omo ba na de ade inte ba ne za mofra no wo munya namfo no ene papa no ene maame no e wa bontene uhu ne ebe na suban se fata no na wa akwa den akwa twem na no na me kan de akosi se ene social media so kra no e ma nipa bebre adwene esua ne ma bebre a enye ye ho ade ene de e ma no ewura san ne manima no mu enu mu na me gina kan se enu ntia wo se ye chaplaincy outfit ne ye strengthening the power apart from say your name of friend wofie no any asori no eye no ye many Pico school, basic school, senior high school, any your tertiary education institutions na yen asofo ni pa yatete om edon awura saate bia in fact industry any yen crop from we adwuma e companies mu na de ade nyina no chaplains e ho e wo se nyina wo hwe na yen crop no kosa tibia no mu won atimi aboa e de won aba nyame enan ase church life and nature Adia Bakwana said by last year General Assembly in a taking decision on the formation of Bible clubs 2023 GA decision. Nina say a sorry bre a nyane mo friend di nkomo akwa kitikiti bi sesei kwala no wo school house class so anyame asem no yen shara nka no dodo Bible clubs na ba say be ya e mo friend ko school na de no say once a week apart from the Sunday no kra na important na ye ma no wo no so mbekọ fa na foboni ntin yen twe omommra say efie bi mu o sa sorry dan ho na sa club no enye press before nko ama o na mu community ni nyina ye mo ano na afa yen fa hyehye na disua ya hyehye ne yie e be yi mo friend na free sa tibia no mu anase sa sohwe ne mu no etimi agye won afiri mu na aboa.
Papa, we understand that this year 2024 you have met at the NatWall for your national conference. Please, we would like you to throw light on the conference, the importance of the conference, and generally what the Blue Cross Ghana actually stands for the education of the public.
Thank you, my dear. The 2024 National Conference is it's an annual affair. Every year we meet to take stock of our activities and then plan into the future to be able to carry out our activities towards the achievement of our vision. This year is the year that we are also doing same, and we decided for it to be hosted by Ga West Presbytery, and that is why we are here at Nat Hall, where the venue of the conference has been chosen. And as you said, that what is the conference about, as I said, is to take stock and plan into the future. But the Blue Cross, as you asked, is there to help in the fight against all social cankers amongst the populace of Ghana, with special emphasis on the youth. And so we plan our activities, undertake them, all aimed at making sure that people live dignified lifestyles in this country. And we do this through education on prevention. We help with others in advocacy for policies to stem the tide of the abuses. And then we also take care of the people through counseling and rehabilitation. So that is our job, basically. On the prevention side, we have developed projects, flagship ones for that matter, to deal with the educational aspect of our work. What we have decided to do is to develop what we call school awareness project. In fact, if you want to help the system, we want to concentrate on the youth who are not dying yet. As for the elderly, they are growing, and even getting them out of these things becomes difficult. But we are focused on preventing the youth from getting there. And so the school project is meant to educate the young ones on the need to refrain. In fact, if you want to help the youth here in Ghana, there is nowhere that you get them except in the schools, because everybody is now going to school. School is free in Ghana. So that's why we've developed the school awareness project to get these ones caught young, you see. And what we do is we educate them. We want them to be well informed about the dangerous effects of these things, become well aware, so that all the decisions they will take at those younger ages will be the ones that will help develop their future. In fact, they say lack of knowledge, people perish. They might have been indulging in these things because of peer pressure, because of poor parentage, because of the availability and what have you. But if they are well informed, there will be things that will push them, but still they will be well versed in staying strong and sober in order to lead a life in that regard. In this way, the church, the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, is well attached to it. We are working under the Mission and Evangelism Department, and it is connected with the Clan Department and ESR, because we do the education to get these people come, and then church life will help them out by nurturing them. And there might be people who may need training and vocation. DSS is also there. But the Blue Cross itself has also developed some of these things. Apart from the educational aspect, which is the school project for prevention, we have the one for rescue, where the older people who have become addicted are also put together. We call it self-help project. And in fact, it's being sponsored by the International Blue Cross. But districts and presbyteries can ensure that these flagship projects are churned out in their jurisdictions. They can sponsor some of the senior high schools with the school project, junior high schools, because we are working from the pre-tertiary levels up to that point. And so the self-help is where we group people who have become addicted to alcohol and other substances together. They come and share their troubles, and they dine together, they do all things. So they become happy. It becomes a family. And so they like coming to group meetings. When they come to group meetings, it helps them to alleviate some of the challenges that may be on their minds. When they come, they feel at home that, hey, is it not me alone that is in this predicament? So they share their challenges, and it is helping them. We also have plans to put up a rehab center. And so we have secure the land at Achimkwa, being about 57 acres. We need money to put up this rehab center so that the infractions that we may have may be referred there. We can also put up the life skills training facilities also there to help the dropouts who may not be able to continue with education, who will have vocations to have life also.
Thank you, Papa. Please, I would like to ask the last question. I want to find out, throughout your work till now, have you discovered the most, let me say, common cause of this addiction in your work, in your line of work? What has been the most common cause of this effect, of this addiction?
Okay, there are a lot of factors, but if you ask me the commonest one, it will be one, peer pressure, and two, lack of opportunities. You see, because the devil finds work for the ideal hand. If people are not engaged, if they are not working, the youth especially, then they will be roaming about, and they will come across all sort of people who will take them to do what they are doing already. So the common amongst them is peer pressure and lack of opportunities. If we say people do not have opportunities, it means they are neither going to school nor being engaged with activities like employment and things. And these things bring troubles. Even if people are not engaged or employed, even if they are married people, they cannot take care of the home. So it becomes a burden. And people think that if I booze, I forget my problems. So why not go and have some of these things to just ward off my troubles? So the common amongst them, as I said, peer pressure, people luring people into what they do, or people seeing that these people are doing this through adverts and things and they want to do. And then the trouble of lack of opportunities.
Yeah, Papa, thank you. I said that was the last question, but because of your response, I will ask the final question. Based on this factor or the cause or the root cause of this challenge, what will you say to the public? In other words, where and how can the public or the society, the government, families, or the church also play a role? Any advice for the public to help enhance the work of the Blue Cross?
Surely, all the noise we are making is that together we can win. No single person can fight this fight. It won't work. Well, where is your strength? But the church will help us with its resources, both human and manpower, and funding, human and material. Then prayer, the church can help us with prayer because it is Jesus that does all the trick, as the theme of the conference states, that Jesus Christ, the Alpha and the Omega, the restorer and deliverer of our lives. If we can get out of all these troubles, Jesus must come in. We must pray for God to touch us, God to provide for us, so that there will be employment, there will be peace, there will be tranquility. And I don't think when people are okay with life, they will resort to these social vices. And so I will appeal to the church to be more involved. They should look at the Blue Cross and its activities and consciously try to support it, as well as a society, government, agencies, philanthropy, and what have you, should all come together and say that our nation is getting destroyed if we don't wake up. And if we say we are not concerned, then the atrocities that come out with, or that result from drug abuse and addiction, which is violence, armed robbery, and a host of unwarranted issues, will be with us. So nobody can exempt him or herself out of these things. We need to come together, support us. As I speak, we don't have the resources, we don't have the money to do the work, and it's bothering. Members are ready to work, volunteers are there to be trained to work, but the resources are not forthcoming. Government, churches, and all well-meaning Ghanaians are being called at this point in time to come together and support organizations like ours, not Blue Cross Ghana alone, but all sister organizations who are in the fight. You should help us so that we will help make our system serene, so that we will have that peace to grow and to serve our God.
Papa, thank you for your time, and we appreciate your education to the public, and we hope that God in his own wisdom will make a way and provide all the resources necessary and everything that you need to be able to enhance your work. Thank you for your time.